Today we're looking at section 6.3 by solving for x-intercepts by letting y equals 0. In this case, we're given the quadratic equation 4x squared plus 20x plus 9. As you can see, the a value is greater than 1. In this case, it's 4. So therefore, we are going to do factor by grouping. So to do factor by grouping, we have to do our product and sum. In this case, we're going to multiply our first term by our last term. So 4 times 9 is equal to 36. And our sum is 20. So what we multiply, that will give us 36, and when we add, will give us 20. So in this case, right away, I know it's 2 and 18. 2 plus 18 is 20, that's our sum, and 2 times 18 equals 36. So therefore, we're going to do 4x squared plus 2x. And again, it doesn't matter what comes first, if it's the 18 or the 2, plus 9. So as you can see, what we did here is that we broke up the middle term. So now it's in two parts. It's in 2 and 18. So now we're going to do our factor by grouping. So therefore, we're going to group our first two terms and our last two terms. So therefore, 0 is equal to, the GCF between 4x squared and 2x is 2x. GCF between 18x and 9 is 9. So now we get 2x plus 1. Therefore, we're going to group our GCFs together, so we get 2x plus 9, and we have 2x plus 1. Okay, so now to find the x-intercepts, we're going to treat each bracket separately. So therefore, the first bracket we're going to have is, I'll change the color here, is going to be 0 is equal to 2x plus 9. Okay, to solve for x, we're going to move the 9 over. Now it becomes negative 9, 2x. Now we're going to divide both sides by 2. So therefore, our first x value is equal to negative 9 over 2. Our second bracket we have is 0 is equal to 2x plus 1. Again, let's move the 1 over because we want to solve for x. So that becomes negative 1. That's 2x. In order to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 2. So therefore, 2 divided by 2, so those cross out, just leaving us with just x, and therefore negative 1/2. In this case, we find our x-intercepts, where x equals negative 1/2 and x equals negative 9 over 2. Okay, so now we're going to do another question. This one here, I'm going to give y is equal to 8x squared minus 6x. Okay, right here we're looking for our GCF. In this case, our GCF here is 2x because both terms have an x value, x squared and x. From previous classes, we always take the lowest x value, and the GCF between 8 and 6 is 2. So therefore, again, we want to find x-intercepts, so y value is equal to 0 is equal to, now here's our GCF, which is 2x. Now we're going to put a bracket, have a negative in the middle. We're going to divide each term by our GCF. So 8x squared divided by 2x is equal to 4x. 6x divided by 2x is equal to 3. Okay, now since that is simplified, again, we are going to treat each term separately in order to find our x-intercepts. So the first term is just 2x. So therefore, 2x is equal to 0. So we'll find our x-intercepts. Well, if we divide both sides by 2, we find that x is equal to 0. Okay, so that's 1. And don't forget our bracket. So we get 4x minus 3 equals 0. Therefore, we have 4x is equal to 3. Now we're going to divide both sides by 4. So therefore, we have x equals 3 over 4. the last equation I'm going to do is y is equal to 3x squared minus 13x plus 4. Again, we let y value equal 0. We have our 3x squared right here, and we have our plus 4 right here. So therefore, we're going to do our product and sum. So there, in this case, 3 times 4 is 12. So that's our product. Our sum is going to be negative 13. So right now we have 1 and 12. And now if we make these both negative, negative 1 plus, because it's a sum, negative 12 is negative 13. And negative 1 times negative 12 is positive 12. So now I'm going to have 3x squared. I'm going to put the minus 12x right here. Again, it doesn't matter what comes first. Minus 12x minus 1x. Again, we're going to factor by grouping. Group the first two terms and the last two terms here. The GCF between 3x squared and 12x is 3x. So now we get x minus 4. Okay, how we got that? 3x squared divided by GCF, 3x is just equal to x. 12x divided by 3x is equal to 4. In this case, since our first term is negative, we're going to have negative 1. And we're going to divide each term by negative 1. So this becomes positive x and minus 4. Now we're going to group the brackets together, or GCFs together. We have 3x minus 1 and x minus 4. Now to find the x-intercepts, treat each bracket differently. 3x minus 1 equals 0. 3x is equal to 1, because the 1 here was negative. We brought it over the equal sign, now becomes positive. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 1 over 3. Our other bracket, we have x minus 4 equals 0. Therefore, x is equal to positive 4. And we're done.